Battle for Group B has begun. Two teams here to test themselves. It is Gen.G versus Twisted Minds.
Twisted Minds, a bit of the OCE Slayers in the Swiss stage as well. Taking down the wild
Sounds
card.
like a bit of a chip on your shoulder.
Taking down Power, taking down Pioneers, and a little bit of Moist on the way as well.
And they may have a chip on their shoulder. Revenge for their region mates who got them here in the first place. Gen.G as 2-0 up against Falcons this year. And between Chronic and, Nolly and Abjack, they are 9-1 against MENA in their careers.
Yeah, well, I'm thinking about that series. Gen.G Falcons in San Diego. What a series that was. Gen.G getting the win, but it did go all 5 games.
It really feels like two teams that have been almost underappreciated in recent times. You know, you've got Chronic, who wasn't even picked up for a team until Gen.G gets here.
And then you've got Nolly as well, a player that until he joined K-Corp, he was hanging around on Guild. People thought that he was just that third man, didn't have it in him, and boy, is he elevated since then.
Abjack, who's been too low on T-Bates' list, maybe fallen down a little bit there. And I feel like the same for Twisted Minds as well, a team that nobody was thinking about because it was all Rule 1 versus Falcons.
Yeah, we look at Senzo, T-Bates said it perfectly. He was on Falcons, he was that substitute, and he just performed phenomenally at that 4 major in Sweden and a really crucial part of their offense.
They did play here last year at Worlds, went 1-3 in the wildcards, so already a massive difference, and it is Venom that has come in and proven dangerous, proven poisonous against the opponent.
He's the guy that everyone is putting on their top 25 list, and for good reason as well. He's phenomenal. He's got a great name. I'm still a little bit confused as to why he's in the Fennec, given his name.
Well, maybe he'll change that as time goes on, but it's been successful for him so far. SMW, another player everyone is talking about as maybe the next big thing in the MENA region.
Yeah, they're the complete packages team, and as you said, their names were put under the spotlight. Once Rule 1 got that top 4 in Boston, we were looking, well, who's next? Who is that third team? Twisted Mind's name kept coming up, and once they knew they were making Worlds, those names were skyrocketing up on those ranking lists.
And Gen.G were the last real NA hopes in Boston. We'll be looking maybe to be NA's hope to win the entire tournament. So far, a very back and forth battle between these two teams. No one getting a good look at the net just yet.
Yeah, Gen.G were looking relaxed today, hopping on a couple of little pre-shows and just certainly feeling like these guys are in control. They know what to do. Obviously, they weren't there at the wild card, but they're in form now, and this is a great chance from Chronic. That's a great start from Gen.G.
They see Twisted Minds in a little bit of a dizzy, and Nolly gets it past 2. SMW tries his best, but it's really hard when Chronic has the full net to place it on.
Yeah, just great speed and a great placement there for Chronic as well. You've got to make the most of those shots. That's been the difference, particularly back in the wildcard stage, between winning and losing games. You've got to make the most of those chances when you get them. And well, Chronic, he's been just an exceptional player for Gen.G. A player that, as you said, was overlooked a touch before Gen.G decided to snap him up.
And maybe even still in recent times, everybody talking about Abjack as that carrier who's been so consistently good across the year, who was the MVP in the fall split at the fall major. Chronic could be that next level. We know he's got the mechanics in him. Abjack looking for another shot. Doesn't get too far.
Yeah, he was, top 3 in North America. We're looking at that first fall split, but since then, since that major win, as you said, Abjack obviously stepping up, and as their performances regressed a touch, Chronic's name, I guess, fell out of the limelight.
We'll see, Nolly too has been criticised a little bit much, and he's not too happy about that. Certainly has a lot to prove at this land.
Oh, that's a great touch. He's got so much boost. Oh, he just couldn't get the one extra. There's a Nolly infield. Chronic's still there. Now it's Jack last. He just has to go. What a great read as well. Venom trying to fake him out. He sends her off the sidewall, but Nolly again has been that disruptor.
A little bit more back-footed from Twisted Minds than I'm used to seeing, especially from Senzo and Venom, who love to get right in on the play, put a lot of pressure on the Gen.G touches. Seen them playing a lot more wide, and that has slowed them down just a little bit.
Yeah, look at him go now. There's a great chance. SMW, there's the air dribble over the top. Jack tries to get there. SMW too quick.
That's the strategy. Venom and Senzo create the disruption. SMW finishes it off with a beauty.
He got bumped, but he's still safe to flip. That gave him all his momentum back that he lost, and he had the pace to get into the top left corner.
Tight game, a minute 20 left. Close battle. Very risk-free so far, but this is where the pedal goes to the metal. Some team has to stand up, one player has to stand up, truly prove that they can be a game winner.
Yeah, Twisted Minds adopting the classic Mina low 50, something that Falcons really trademarked when they came onto the international scene last year. And it's working out here. Here's Venom over the top. He's beaten one. Jack has to go. Pops it up. That gives Chronic a chance, but Gen.G still very awkward here in net. Nolly trying to rotate through. Jack's going to catch this one, but he doesn't get the second touch. Senzo's there, looking for the bumps, looking to force something out. SMW didn't get the best first touch, and it's straight over the top, and Nolly's got an open net.
They've been reeled in like fish. Gen.G hung back the entire time, and one little miss is all it takes. A counter-attack as Nolly was pushing up, trusting his teammates.
Yeah, you have to look at that touch. SMW just didn't quite get what he wanted. He had to go the sidewall double, but he put it too far away. And that means it's a Gen.G counter-attack every day of the week there with only 40 seconds left. Twisted Minds have to find something in game one.
Gen.G are one of the most trusting teams, but it can be a two-edged sword. Sometimes they trust so much, and when their teammate makes the mistake, it costs them. This time it got them the goal. And it's a good strategy here with 24 seconds left. Just to send one person.
Well, that's very awkward.
No, what have you done?
Very awkward from Chronic. He tried to control it in his back corner, back half, but you can't do that against Twisted Minds. They're going to be all over you. Look at Venom throwing himself at him, forcing a poor touch, and SMW doing the rest.
Real lack of confidence around that back wall. Let that touch behind him. And Twisted Minds right back into it, looking towards the overtime, or maybe a kickoff goal for Nolly.
Yeah, he throws it forward. There's Venom on the backboard, finding that switch across. Bit of space for SMW, but Jack meets him. Is this going to be Gen.G's moment in the sun? It's only game one, Senzo. Great save, had to pre-jump. Gen.G still pushing forward here. Twisted Minds looking to drop that one. Senzo does just that. We have overtime.
We talked about Gen.G maybe not being in the sun so much, not highlighted. But these passing plays, that was the stamp that Gen.G put on the competition.
And Jack gets a great 50 there. He's got not much boost to work with, but finds the 100 in the corner. Senzo still being a nuisance. Venom might get a little chance in a one-on-one over the top again. Having to backpedal here is Twisted Minds, but SMW can't control it. Beats one, demo on two. It's going to be one left. There's only one more. Nolly just throws himself. It's Chronic actually. Just gets a hand up, just gets a mid, and now it's a counter for Gen.G.
Senzo's hounding Gen.G right now. Not really any room to breathe, but Gen.G will get a chance to clear here as Chronic goes around the back corner, has Appjack in support. His teammate behind.
That's such a great touch. Is it open? Is it open? No, Senzo's back in time. Jack just puts it wide enough. They can't get a follow-up.
He had to beat him first.
Oh, Nolly's up.
Oh, Nolly beaten out by Venom once again. Small chances for Gen.G, one more go at it. But Appjack not putting the Venom on that one.
Oh, they're heating up though. We're seeing the pre-jump plays coming out. Nolly to Jack, SMW now. Trying to cook something of his own here for Twisted Minds. Chronic rotates out, puts himself awkward position. Nolly gets the clear, Chronic's right there. Look at the follow-up. This is what we saw from Gen.G at the full major, why they were the major champs. That's a great pass, but it's a double commit. Jack has to get a block in and does.
Almost saw Gen.G overcommit, but Chronic at the last second does back off a big demo. He was on full boost. All of that boost is now gone to the grave with him. SMW around the corner, hits the top. Senzo against the backboard, it's open, but no follow-up.
That's a great challenge though from Venom, and look at Senzo straight in there again there. SMW just has to throw it forward. Senzo half rotates, gets a 50 on. Twisted Minds just throwing bodies at the ball now, trying to get a little bit of offense of their own.
Appjack's collected that Venom, not the touch he wants. Dangerous man to give possession. Senzo, good touch, slows it down, just gets it behind Chronic, but that's not going to be enough. Chronic back up to it, he's beaten too. Appjack can't work the magic, we'll have to slow it down.
So much speed though here from Gen.G. Jack again, not much boost, but the aggression really showing now. That's a great beat from Venom, counter attack now. Appjack has to backtrack a little bit here off the bar. Everyone awkward from Gen.G. Killing blow comes through. Who else but SMW?
Send them to the grave. Venom on the backboards, bumping Appjack. Chronic comes in and joins the pile up. It's the four-man highway disaster.
Twisted Minds, they were behind early, but they just keep fighting. They get that offense. They find a way. That has been the story of them so far at the World Championship. They almost 3-0'd their way through to the main event. It was Falcons, as we said, getting that reverse sweep. They did it the hard way. They went to round 5. But gee, they haven't lost any confidence right here.
Truly is SMW. The hat trick coming out. The first match up against Gen.G. We talked about this. Maybe the wildcard teams coming through. Their best bet is to make sure that the teams that haven't had the chance on this stage do not get room to breathe, do not get time to get used to it. You have to catch them off guard early.
Yeah, that's the best thing about these wildcard teams. They've had that week of practice. They've been here. They've been scrimming. They've been on the setups. They're used to the environment. The downside is they had to get through the wildcard stage. But now, once you do make it through to that main event, I mean, it has to be a massive advantage for those teams. They've already been here, Yummy. They're acclimatized.
Speaking of being here, Senzo, been around the block. Since the fall major, one of the three gods, the original gods of the MENA region, he was able to step up in this game. I felt like when they started backing off, he went forward, he played to their regular game plan. He is just such an icy player.
Yeah, and you talk about defense versus offense. I know T-Base will be all over that with that G2 match coming up later today against Rule 1, but right there's a perfect case of defense can absolutely win games, win matches and series there. Twisted Minds. Well, Gen.G had 3 times as many shots. They only had 5 Twisted Minds, but they were able to put 3 in the back of the net. Oh, that's a great pass to SMW. Not again. That's a great shot as well. Chronic on the backboard. SM goes low.
4 in a row for SMW. He has got winning on his mind and a winning goal. Game 2, first one on the board in 15 seconds.
This is scary because Twisted Minds, well, they really went on a game-losing run. They lost that momentum, but when they had it earlier on in the tournament, Yummy, no one could touch them. They couldn't stop them.
They ended the wild card with a 4-0, and they have continued that one as 5-0, looking to make it 6 in a row now. They are a team very momentum-based at the moment. Chronic can't even find one past Senzo. The defense is good, and still Senzo looking for bumps.
Here he goes. That's a great little chain dash. Looks for a bump as well. Jack gets up in time. Demo comes through. Jack has to go again here, and they're such a frustrating team, Twisted Minds. They don't give you an inch. You have to put 15, 20 shots through before you can find one in the back of the net, and that's what we saw in Game 1.
Definitely not the team you want to play first up on land. You can't get your rotations right when you're constantly getting bumped out of them. It will require some brilliance, some tactical minds that we have seen from Gen.G in the past, but Venom doesn't require tactics. He just goes up and challenges anyway.
Yeah, made Nolly awkward, but he still found Jack. It's a great pass. Jack going for a bump, finds Senzo. Chronic's already up, but met in the air there, and Gen.G just bumping each other, but they've still got boost. They stole the corner. Chronic trying to cut that midfield rotation. He's trying to get in there, but again, Senzo too quick. Twisted Minds for now, getting that edge, but here's a chance. It's just underneath, and it's just open. Chronic caught him napping. He went the pre-jump. Chronic said, I'm going low.
Brilliant. And takes him to sleep, takes him to bed. Chronic underneath. SMW, the 4-time goal scorer of this series, made to look a bit of a fool.
Just too quick. Chronic, you've just noticed time and time again in this game, he has been that man to cut rotation, leave Nolly back third man, and just hunt around that midfield. There it was again, just outpacing SMW, not quite seeing it here. And here's another chance. There it is, surely a 50 through. Everyone from Twisted Minds having to get involved. Jack, a double, a triple. Venom blocks it out. Gen.G still trying to push, but a big whiff from Nolly sees it down the other end, and that is just going to be open.
Massive mistake from Nolly. You see that he was attempting to pass it infield. The 50 goes the other way.
One mistake doesn't always make a goal, but 2 absolutely will. And the problem there, Yummy, was Nolly whiffed it, but then Chronic went for the 50 last man. He just had to back off. He tried to keep the offense going, and that 50 went straight off the corner and basically straight in the net.
Twisted Minds. Bit of a freebie to get up into 2-1. They'll take it nonetheless. It shows just how important it really is, the World Championship, how much nerves come to effect even for a major winning team. Once again, we look at MENA, we look at those top teams. Yeah. We've been talking about Rule 1, we've been talking about Falcons. Nobody expected Twisted Minds, RKO out of nowhere in that last split, and now here at the World Championship.
I love the way they're linking up as well. As we said, they're so frustrating. Gen.G trying to find those pass plays, but Twisted Minds for now, one step ahead. There's Nolly with a fake. Does make himself awkward on the backboard. Has to control this one. Does well. Beats around Senzo, but Senzo sends him to the grave. Here's Chronic, grabs mid boost, flicks it over himself. Won't be happy with that. SMW pushing. 50's coming through. Gen.G again, awkward. Shots on net. Double commit. Having to force the save. Senzo has the flip reset. Nolly sends it to the side.
Senzo used the flip reset right there to try and get the dunk. using his mechanics well. Twisted Minds, though, on the defensive. As Chronic has got it into Center, Senzo has to get a good touch. Might be a little awkward as Nolly has the follow-up, but Venom's beaten him out. He has the flip reset. He's just got Chronic to beat. Senzo with the fake. Senzo scores!
The fate, absolutely everyone here. Abjack. He thought there was going to be a bit more speed. He was caught in all sorts. His side flipped out of the way. Absolutely could have saved it, but just the change-up, the panic, causes a mistake from Gen.G.
Venom hanging up there like a helicopter, and Venom going for a shot off the kickoff too. They almost sealed it with that one.
So close there. And Nolly palms it off to Chronic. I mean, they're linking up well here, but again, Twisted Minds, they just don't give you anything, even when they're fighting each other with these passes. The positioning from this side has been second to none. Here again, another beat from SMW. Chronic so awkward. The shots are coming through. They're going for the long con, going for the backboard.
I love so many of these plays from Twisted Minds. Sure, in that one, SMW threatens out the play, threatens out the double, actually uses that threat to go steal the boost away from the Gen.G corner. Made that counterattack much more difficult, which is coming to fruition here as Twisted Minds were low on boost on the defense, but only have two goals in their pocket they can hold on to.
Chronic passes this one back here, and a minute left. Gen.G need two. I mean, if this isn't a welcome to World Champs, baby, I don't know what is. Twisted Minds, they've been here. They've been through the wild card. Can be very tough to get out of. It's certainly everyone kicking and scratching and biting to make the main event, but they've done it. It took all 5 rounds, but here they are showing up against the team that had auto-qualified. They're already in the main event.
Number 1 seed from North America. Gen.G, by all rights, should be stomping this game. The analysts, they stayed 4-0 across the board. All 4 of them predicting for Gen.G. The first 2 games, though, a complete upset. Twisted Minds coming to play.
Yeah, they look confused, Gen.G, right now. They don't know how to break this wall of defense. Look at them all spreading across the backfield. More shots on net, but again, we've got front post flying off, blokes in net. We've got back post cutting rotation, everything working for Twisted Minds now. And as the ball hits the deck, Twisted Minds, boy, have they been impressive.
They're reminding Gen.G just how far the trip home could be. They're inside their heads right now, Twisted Minds as well, capitalizing on any mistake that comes around. We've seen a few of these from Gen.G in the past, but usually they're following each other up nicely. Unfortunately, you don't have that time against Twisted Minds' midfield domination.
I mean, we spoke about Gen.G as well going into the first game here, and it just feels like we were saying they're underrated, but they haven't shown us yet what we believe they're capable of. This team obviously winning the first major of the season, and they need to figure it out themselves as well. They've called that time out early.
I feel like, to me, Twisted Minds is the sand in your pocket. You know, Rule 1 and Falcons have been dominating that region. They've been everything that everyone's ever talked about, but they had a trick up their sleeve, Mina, and it was Twisted Minds who came out the last 2 series of that event, or the last 2 events of spring, took down both Falcons and Rule 1 in a series in both of those. The way it's going right now, I'm looking at Twisted Minds in the playoffs. If they can take down Gen.G, they can take down anyone. They
are so good right now, and you have to look back at that matchup they had in the 2-0 stage. They played Falcons. I'd nearly say against any other side. They're 3-0 through the wildcard stage, but it's just that factor of playing that team that have been on top for so long in their region. It's so hard, at least I know for experience, to play your own region internationally. It feels weird, like it shouldn't be happening. You go overseas to play these major regions, to play the best teams in the world. Twisted Minds obviously found themselves against Falcons, and they could not stop that momentum on that reverse sweep.
You experienced it almost, essentially perfect swept by Power.
Yeah, I don't know what to talk about.
A year and a half ago.
It's difficult to get that motivation. As I said, you want to play the other teams, and I know that Twisted Minds and Falcons, probably even TRK said after the series, he doesn't want to play that again. He knows that those 2 teams have absolutely figured each other out. I don't want to see that matchup.
I love the MENA region supporting, how much they support each other. You know, they're so excited to get that extra spot, to get Twisted Minds here in the first place. Then they're all cheering for each other behind the scenes at the LAN. They're all helping each other. There is an entire region Middle East and North Africa here celebrating this moment. Can they keep it up or Gen.G fight back?
Well, the timeout buff is going to be crucial here. What has Aleutian done? That man did not make it to Boston. Perhaps the coach buff can really come in strong here for Gen.G.
It's going to have to. Needs to turn around quickly, and that's it. Nolly gets the turnaround. 15 seconds for Gen.G.
Just caught SMW out of position here. Senzo perhaps could have got one more. SMW at least thought that was going to be the case, but the interception from Gen.G too strong, and the first positional mistake from Twisted Minds.
You never like to see that SMW holding full reverse. You know you're caught out of position when that happens. Gen.G capitalizing on another one, 2 for 2.
Oh, that is a phenomenal pass off the corner. Nolly just reading this touch. Both Venom and Senzo so awkward. And Chronic's placement has been on point this series. That's been the shining light so far for Gen.G. But to see Nolly get active and find an assist like that is all important.
I did say that Mina were very good friends. Didn't expect that much of a friendship from Senzo and Venom, both together on the backboard, are both caught out at the exact same time. Now they find themselves at a big old deficit and needing to get a quick goal, get themselves back on the board. SMW fires one in.
Jack just missing this one off the side wall. He was nowhere near it. Senzo low 50 is all he needed to do on the last man. And SMW knew he had to be quick, but he just put enough speed on it. 126 Ks. Straight down the middle. Chronic could not get back in time.
After all the hard work that Gen.G put themselves in, now find themselves only one in the lead. It's been mostly kickoff goals, realistically, from Gen.G at the beginning of this game.
That's just
open.
That's just straight in. Nolly has absolutely smacked this. The demo on the last man as well. 0-1 back in time. Senzo getting caught out. And again, that's 2 positional mistakes from Twisted Minds. Not expecting the power on the touches from Gen.G.
Presence of mind from Nolly. Once again, puts them in a good position. Will Gen.G play a more defensive game from here, or will they keep up the attack? It's Senzo with the first one. Almost fakes out
Venom.
Venom's got it on, but it's saved by Chronic.
What a save from Chronic coming out of the net. Off the roof there. SMW flips into the boost. He wants it. Venom has to go. 50 with his teammates was going to help. Chronic's so awkward. Somehow gets it around and fires Jack on the wings. He's going for the sideball double. Senzo's up, blocks him. Pass downfield. Nolly keeping the ball. Gen.G 2-0 lead still. 2 goals, should I say. Looking strong. They're on offense again.
Looking towards SMW for Twisted Minds. Unbeatable in those first 2 games. So many unanswered goals. But Gen.G have pinned them into this back corner. Nolly, even just threatening the net. He doesn't need to score. He just needs to make sure that they're up and pushing towards those touches in the defense.
Demo. Nolly's in trouble. He's been bumped. SMW had to find it on the net. The bumps were enormous there from Venom. He was just being an absolute nuisance down that end. They don't get any reward for it. They're on defense again. Gen.G pushing forward. Might be an overcommit here. Chronic has to come back. He's going off his own corner. He's gone for a double. It's off the backboard. Nolly helping out. He's missed. Senzo popping it up. Gen.G. Nobody's there. It wedges off the bar. Follow up. Nolly from the sky. Just gets a mitt on it.
Nolly has stepped up in a massive way in this game. That last goal and now a massive save. Has he kept them in it halfway through the game? A 3-1 lead stays on the board.
This is what you don't see on the stat sheet every day of the week. Those little blocks just coming down from the heavens. That's more than an epic save. It's worth everything here. That's a great pass over to Jack as well. Not much boost. Gets the placement. Venom's there. Pre-jumps the save. Senzo now trying to work it out. There's still a lot of time for Twisted Minds. Chronic's awkward. Gets a huge double. And the follow-up as well. SMW, no boost. Finds the corner. Twisted Minds keeping pressure on. Senzo trying to link up. But Jack's right there. Keeping them at bay.
Twisted Minds starting to feel a little desperate. You can see them crowding the ball a lot more. Even here, Senzo moving into the corner, hoping that SMW would get a beat. Venom was at the other end looking for bumps. Chronic has avoided all of them. And every time it goes into the midfield now, Gen.G only sending one. They're not overcommitting. They're not playing for those aggressive pass plays. And a massive demo from Abjack is just going to help them out.
Yeah, this is just Textbook stuff right now from Gen.G here, killing time off the clock. A professional outfit when they are in front. They know how to just slow it down, go for those solo plays, and eat up those crucial seconds.
You can tell the Englishmen have said they've got the runs on the board. Let's put Twisted Minds into the ashes. A minute left, Twisted Minds. Now it's time to step up the heat.
Yeah, they've got a long way to go though. Just one game, still behind in the series. As we said, Gen.G, this is much better off that timeout. The timeout buff might be back in. They've come in off that lunch break, and they've looked impressive.
Good old timeout buff working in Gen.G's favour. The illusion
SMW.
was SMW. He's missed the corner read. It would have been a specky.
I love seeing him going for that though. Jack with a bit of a whiff as well. He throws his head back, not happy with himself. SMW, you talk about speckies. How about Descenzo somehow pinched downfield? Venom has to track back. This time the positioning does come through from Twisted Minds.
This is much better. They're playing aggressively, but it's about pushing forward. It's still about being spread out and activating different areas of the pitch. Senzo into center. Chronic has to get a touch. He does. Venom, is there a follow-up? SMW. Oh no, that was a thunderbolt and a half, but it doesn't go in.
Four pumps, everything.
Venom, no, it's not in either. SMW, he finally scores.
Finally, but 6 seconds left. They might have left it too late, or have they timed this perfectly? Twisted Minds changed it up. 30 seconds left. Getting the reward at the end, but what do they do off this kickoff right now?
Finally pile on the pressure. It will be a lost kickoff, attempting to get it over to SMW. Venom does collect it. SMW doesn't win.
Chronic.
Gen.G put it down.
Chronic just sends himself with the ball. He's fearless right now. And that's what you need to be against this MENA region. Gen.G get one back off the timeout. We were thinking about a 4-0 for Twisted Minds after game 2, but I think we've got a series now.
Well, they didn't keep it sweat-free in the end. You see Abjack thinking. He's been having a bit of a quiet one, of course, but that is largely because we saw Dolly step up in such a big way after maybe a rough start to the series. And I think if you've got Gen.G Nolly at his peak, this is a scary team.
Yeah, if Jack is bottom scoring there, it's impressive, and they're still winning. It is impressive. Nolly obviously stepping up, as you see. 2 goals on the board. MVP performance on the other side. SMW getting a brace for Twisted Minds, but they just left that run too late. They just tried to do a little bit too much right at the death.
A positive, they started moving forward. They started spreading out a lot more, getting somebody, Senzo in most cases, to go looking, searching for a bump, search for an opportunity at the end. And I think if they continue that in this game, it'll be a lot better.
The problem is, Yummy, it's so easy to do that when you have nothing to lose, to throw everything out there. But how do they do it from 5 minutes, from the start of the game? How do they show that aggression? Because they're worried about conceding as well. It's not an all-or-nothing approach. I'd love to see it right here. Adopt that strategy. And maybe it's going to be off the kickoff. Chronic just sitting behind it. Oh, it could still be a goal, bumping each other's Venom and Senzo. Jack walks it out. Solo play Gen.G. They want more. They want way more. Jack!
Apparently, Jack, goated. Gen.G off the kickoff, gives Jack the ball, and he goes the entire way.
As soon as the bump came through, so much space on the counter-attack for Jack. He had the boost. He had the ball. That kid will do the rest.
He's had his Vegemite this morning. Abjack had a quiet game, but he doesn't stay quiet for 2 games in a row. Gen.G once again with the first goal. Once again telling Twisted Minds that they're the ones who have to start taking
one-on-one. Oh, Chronic just went. I love it, third man. Perhaps Twisted Minds not expecting it. Senzo throwing himself. Oh, he's awkward. Going for the fakes, but here he is. Chronic playing so fast right now, and that's kind of what they want from him, to be that ball chase type of player when he's on. There's another great pass. Nolly this time intercepting. Chronic's downfield. Chronic wants 2. Chronic's going to get 2. Save from SMW somehow.
Chronic is hungry, but he doesn't get to eat. He's going to be starving for a few more seconds. Nolly down to Abjack, and he's scored a quick double for Abjack.
The little 1-2, thank you. Nolly flip reset over the top, and just the finest, the deftest of doubles off the sidewall was enough.
He's an absolute weapon, Abjack. We called him out just seconds ago. What does he do? He proves us wrong.
100 score in the previous game. And he's already right up there now. Look at that, 252 on the board after a minute.
He's on the road to hit 1,000 if it continues this current pace. And if there's anyone who can, it would be Appjack, the full major MVP. Twisted Minds keep going down early. They did in the last game. They need to figure out how to stop the bleeding.
Saw yesterday as well. It took BDS that first game just to warm up into this World Championships. Perhaps it took 2 for Twisted Minds. We know that they haven't had the reps, or as many reps as these wildcard teams. Right now, those first 2 games certainly look like a warm-up, or perhaps that timeout was all they needed.
Even Senzo attempting to slow it down. Gen.G happy for that to happen. Chronic reading the play well. And Twisted Minds getting caught in their own speed, trying to outpace too much. And Gen.G are just waiting for the touch to happen in the first place. It'll open up to potential counterattacks as well for Gen.G, looking for Twisted Minds to overcommit.
Chronic's just doing his own thing right now. We saw just then he was waiting on the mid boost, happy, and
is.
that's just gonna be open. SMW can't reach it. Gen.G, they're just on a different plane right now.
You saw it coming. Gen.G, with their mega brains, knew that Twisted Minds were throwing members at the ball. They knew if they could just keep it a little bit away from them, that eventually there'd be an open middle of the pitch.
They're so quick at adapting, and they would have taken note to what Twisted Minds did last game, that last 30 seconds, sending all their troops forward. Now we're ready. They found that counter-attack. They found that just chance to break down that structure from Twisted Minds. Certainly capitalising, but here's SMW. He's going to get a side. That's a great touch. Nolly pre-jumping again. He has been so good this series for Gen.G. We talked about him being underrated. And he does have some quiet games, but when he is on, it is so scary for the opposition.
We've seen some quiet games, though, at the other end. SMW, Venom, not getting into the action like they did in the first 2. We've still seen a lot of Senzo, but it's mostly been attempting to bump. Trying to beat out one player to open it up for either of Venom and SMW, but they're not able to finish off any of these chances.
And that's nice from Venom on the counter, but Gen.G tracking back in time. Great shadow defense from Jack. He's been in that position many times before, the bump almost coming through. Nolly, no boost. Chronic trying to go for a pinch, but he's pinched himself instead. Not what he wants to see. Here's Senzo, though. Might get the chance on the infield pass across SMW, though. Not trusting. Just can't get there in time.
They keep doing it. They fake out the play, then they go for a pass, they go for a boost steal, and yet they're not ready for their own teammates' play. Twisted Minds are giving up opportunities. Here's Mundo off the roof, SMW, and it goes flying across the pitch.
Yeah, Jack just found it. It wasn't quite central enough to follow up for Twisted Minds, but here's Nolly trying to get a bump. He's up in the air, he's floating. Venom cuts across. Twisted Minds have to get a goal now. Gen.G don't want that to happen at all.
Pass back, that's going to help out Gen.G. No, it's not. Venom was ready for it. He intercepts a pass back. Don't see that offered in Rocket League. And yet it hasn't befit their situation. It's still Chronic with possession of the ball, happy to just take it by himself and drain the clock.
50 seconds now, Twisted. You feel like they have to score right now. We saw them get a late one last game, but that was too little too late. Will it be the same story here in Game 4? Will it be Gen.G tying up the series, all the momentum on their side? Will the timeout have to come through right now? 35 seconds to find out.
A 3-0 goal score would be devastating. Twisted Minds need to get something on the board. And this is the chance. Venom up to Senzo, hit the backboard, but Noli's ready. He's missed it, actually. And there is a chance, but no one able to get it into the net.
You just can't expect that to be a miss there. It was a pretty regulation clear, so you can't put too much slack on Twisted Minds for not following that one, but this game has been nullified. Gen.G so good when they get a lead at holding on. It's ridiculous, so well coached. And here we go again, 2-2. They were 2-0 down. They called the timeout. They took that buff and they ran with it.
Do you speak about Lan Lucian, a player who stepped up all the way back in Sweden, was very criticised himself and showed what he could do at LAN. And I feel like the exact same right now for Gen.G. Going into the last split, didn't have that standout performance and yet was still the best North American team at the Spring Major. And Gen.G now looking to continue on that LAN performance. They've made the fight back after 2 games And Twisted Minds have called the timeout, so it's their time to return the favor.
I mean, if you look at the stats as well for that game, you might see, Gen.G only had 6 shots, whilst Twisted Minds had 5. Only one more shot, thinking, well, was this an even game? But you have to look at Gen.G's mindset, their mentality. They got the runs on the board early. They got the 3 goals. They just parked the bus. They let Twisted Minds come at them, found the counter-attacks as well. And that just shows how switched on they are. They're willing to change it up. They're so adaptable. And that defensive play style, once they get the lead, how they hold on to it is so impressive.
One of the most difficult things to do when you are nervous, when you are at a land stage, when you are at the World Championship, is controlling your pace. Whenever you play Rocket League, you don't want to be playing as fast as humanly possible. You want to be playing faster than your opponents. You want to be playing up to the pace that, in this case, Twisted Minds are setting. And they've been doing that brilliantly, Gen.G. They see somebody rushing the ball. Okay, they're rushing. Let's just let them hit them. They see them waiting a little bit. That's when they pounce. And unfortunately for Twisted Minds, they're not adjusting their pace throughout the game.
You talk to the players at this World Championship, and as this esport ages, gets better and better, the more and more this game is played above the shoulders. It is all about the mentality, the mindset, and we're seeing it here in spades. Twisted Minds, just so much confidence in the first 2 games. Look how quickly he can switch. Look how quickly he can turn around. Just come off that timeout. And the timeout sometimes, it's not always about Gen.G fixing things up. It's almost to ice out the other team as well. They're on the run. They want to keep playing. They want to close it out. 3 games, 4 games. Sometimes it is just about taking that minute, resetting, and now we've seen the momentum fully swing the other way.
Starting to feel a little bit like that Falcons versus Twisted Minds series. 1 timeout and a reverse sweep, the first ever best of 7 reverse sweep on LAN is made against Twisted Minds, and the same feels like here with a 3-0. They start controlling the game, Gen.G. Twisted Minds have to figure out what is the change that they can make that'll wrest the control back. It's not the demos. They're no longer working. What can it be?
Timeout buff works so well for Gen.G. Can it do the same thing for Twisted Minds? As we said, they have the experience here at the World Championship. They played 5 series in the wildcard stage. Gen.G, well, they're still acclimatizing, getting used to the change of time zone and the weather. Right now, it only took them 2 games to really feel at home. Here's Jack throwing it high, Senzo on the backboard. Both sides settled down, almost as if the timeout is a way for each side to feel each other out again. It feels like game 1, right back all over again.
Defensive play coming out from Twisted Minds. A lot of it just being hit down towards that center pitch where Gen.G is waiting to collect. Venom this time receives as a pass. That'll help the breakaway, but Appjack still in a comfortable position. Chronic has the solo play, has Appjack going for bumps. SMW had to dive early.
Oh, huge speed from Venom though, beating out Nolly last man. Jack's back in time. That'll be the end of the offense there from Gen.G. Should get a chance now. Oh, look at Nolly though. He's downfield. He wants more. He wants to start something right here. Gets a 50 out. 12 boost on SMW. Senzo trying to bail out his teammate, and Chronic has to track all the way back into the net. Demos coming through as well. I like this from Twisted Minds. The demos we hadn't seen in the first 4 games.
They are also, Twisted Minds, bringing in the 50 play, the low 50s that their region is known for. Senzo will be the leader in that fact. This time he fakes out that he's going for the 50. He passed it into center. SMW isn't able to get power. Senzo just shadowing, forcing Chronic into a 50 of his own. And how's Chronic gone the entire way? He had the ball for half an hour.
I think Twisted Minds were happy with that day. They were able to grab their own corner boost in the meantime, which means that they're not going to have too much to work with. Chronic backing out of that means no infield pass. It means Senzo's downfield. It means he's got 100 boost. He's going for the double. Jack's there, blocked out. Here's Venom for the follow-up as well. Twisted Minds, this is what they do. As soon as they get a chance, they try and strike.
Plays close to the crossbar, close to the backboard. And Gen.G are sending up members. SMW, can he get around? He does! SMW on the board for the first time in 2 games.
He was trying to find a teammate, but he's somehow done it all himself. Great 50. And then the beat on Chronic as well. How about the follow-up for good measure over the top of Nolly? That is what we wanted. 1, 2, 3, 4 on the scoreboard. I love that as well, Yummy, just quietly.
They sent every member forward. I'm not even going to acknowledge that one. You've beaten me this time. Twisted Minds, the first on the board. and the first in 2 games where they have got the early lead.
I'm a numbers man, and I like seeing that. That's a great pass as well, SMW. Awkward from AppJack. SMW finding Venom. This is Gen.G at their most awkward. We haven't seen this in game 3 or 4, but off the timeout, it's certainly at least iced out Gen.G a little bit here. Here's Chronic, that's a great beat out. Venom has to go, gets 2 on it, does Chronic. Jack wastes a little bit of boost to get to the sidewall, can't get a follow-up. Venom's there, Gen.G pressing.
AppJack was hoping for a better pass in field. Senzo covers for his teammates. Bump. Much more touches out. Nolly is there, takes the shot on. It's over to Chronic. Nolly and Chronic, the dynamic duo.
They just wore them down, and Jack took enough time on the side to let Chronic get involved. Nolly could rotate through as well. Just the fact that Nolly stayed around, didn't rotate out, meant that they still had a chance on net. Chronic does the rest.
All 3 of them read the play so well, trusted each other to stay in that position, to not get counter-attacked. And it leads to a goal. Difficult to do on land, and another kickoff goal. Twisted Minds falling apart.
They've lost the lead as quickly as they got it here. Chronic beats 1. Demo comes through. Somehow he gets it. And SMW Fate through the smoke screen. Have to perhaps mention that as well. Could have been blindsided a little bit by the power on that ball, but smart from Chronic to just back off and take some pace off the ball. And almost another kickoff goal again here, this time Twisted Minds.
Gen.G had the advantage on the kickoff so far. And yet, if Twisted Minds can rest that, it might even turn the series in their favor. Senzo,
well, that's nice,
taking it down by himself, looking for the center.
Lovely.
He's got one more, but Chronic read the 50 in time.
Oh, yeah. That's what we're talking about from Senzo. Beatty 1, Beatty 2. Just showing the poison. He's not feeling the pressure too much here. Here's Nolly. That's nearly on net as well. SMW Soul Walker 50 through from Chronic. The follow-up shot on target. Senzo off the post. Venom with the follow-up. Here's the counter-attack. Twisted Minds. Another shot. Jack cuts across. That is exactly where Twisted Minds wanted Gen.G, but they couldn't find a way through.
Venom was gunning forward, but the chamber was empty. He didn't take the shot. He was just millimeters behind it. 47 seconds left. Twisted Minds have to make up for it. It's going to be Senzo up against the backboard.
Nolly's there, though. He gets the touch. 40 seconds now. Gen.G, I can't believe they're in the lead in this game. It feels like Twisted Minds have had the run. Jack's up for 2. Nolly's there. Last man. Demo on the wrong player. Twisted Minds still 30 seconds on the clock.
Senzo and Twisted Minds just playing to get back in defense, but they need to be at the other end. It's AppJack who's going to keep it in there.
Camps MW now. He's got the solo play, flips it across, 2 up, double commit. Gen.G finds Jack on the backboard. He's trying to close this one out. Venom's pre-jumped. He gets the touch. SMW's there.
The nervous 9 seconds are about to begin. 10 seconds here. Senzo almost gets it past. Nolly goes high. He's got Senzo in support.
Flicks it across. Here's SMW. Turns on the corner. Nolly's got to try and drop this one. Venom's waiting. It's still up in the air. Senzo keeps it alive. Nolly.
Where's SMW?
AppJack as well.
Venom will get the clear, but he gets it to the ground, and Gen.G go to match point.
Gen.G 3 in a row. The timeout buff didn't come through for Twisted Minds. It almost looked like it did. They started so well in that game 5, but Gen.G out of nowhere, they get the goal and then the kickoff straight away. I mean, that is just so crucial. You can't let that happen on this stage of all places.
Of all regions, MENA has usually been the best at kickoffs. And yet, in this game, kickoff is a decider. In the 3-2 game, 2 kickoffs for Gen.G that decided it. So you can see that Gen.G have put in the work, and Twisted Minds, their kickoff is open like a sieve.
You just can't let it happen. I mean, these are the series. I look back at even Elevate when they were 3-1 up in this sort of a game. When it's 2-2 in a series, Yummy, that game 5 is it's almost more important than any other game in the series to get that lead, forcing the other team to have to win 2. And particularly, not only when you lose game 5, but when you're up in game 5 and throw that lead off a kickoff goal of all things.
It's painful. And for Twisted Minds, we've talked about this. This is a game above the shoulders, according to one of my good mates. And they haven't been too steady in their mental game just yet. This is the time to get back into it.
And it said there that Jack's played tennis for 11 years, and this has been a bit of a back and forth series, Yummy. Perhaps channeling a little bit of that energy.
Well, we are making a racket here, and you're going to have to make some noise for Twisted Minds. Somebody has to get behind them. Somebody's got to get behind, but it's Abjack who wants to shut him down early.
Growing in confidence is Jack, going for the pre-jump, looking for the ace. Couldn't quite find a way through. Here's Senzo now, 50'd out by Chronic, who has just played that disruptor role. Speaking of disruptor, Senzo's right there. SMW keeping the pressure on. He's beaten Jack. He's looking for the bump, but Chronic jumps out of the way.
Chronic has Abjack in the forward half, looking for the bump. He does get it. Advantage to Chronic.
Jack's there. Chronic does the rest, baby. Gen.G, they want to win. They want to take this one. Game 6. Gen.G 4 on the bounce. Can they do it?
They can spell victory right here. Gen.G go 2 goals down, 2 games down, and they say not today.
Chronic has been elite up that end of the field. He's been that disruptor, as I said. He's almost adopting that ball chaser role. It's working out so well for Gen.G. Twisted Minds don't have an answer for that. Perhaps the demos will help, but Jack has just launched that one down the other end of the field. That's a huge serve.
He's been pushing forward to Abjack every single play. He'll gun it forward, he'll do it again. He steals the boost away, had Senzo in the midfield, and he still turns forward again. Abjack, he's pursuing everyone. He's on the hunt. He almost gets the bump. Venom just survives.
Nolly comes through and just puts it on the backboard. It's a great touch. Senzo's there as well, though. Twisted Minds, they cannot concede another goal. We know how good Gen.G are when they grab a lead. Twisted, you just feel like they need a goal right now. Here's Venom solo play. Chronic's pre-jumped. He is everywhere.
He is him. Chronic cannot miss a single touch. SMW, he's diving backwards. Abjack setting up a play. 3 minutes in, Senzo trying to get it out of defense, and once again an early jump will keep Twisted Minds defense pinned in. Nolly has Abjack in the middle. He's got to back off. Venom takes the shot. It's a strong one, but Chronic's there.
Great save, both members from Gen.G there. Here's Chronic again, counter. Oh, he's just in another element right now. He loves it. Jack follow up 50'd again. Gen.G opting for a different approach. They want that 2-goal lead.
Nolly again, pushing forward. Never letting Twisted Minds have the run of play. They're always having to look for a 50, look for any kind of touch out. Removes their mechanical plays, removes those aerial plays that they're so good at. There's the bump down to SMW, but it will go high.
Yeah, the demos come through, but the follow-up touch just isn't there to capitalise. And Twisted Minds again, then just not finding those demos at the right time. They're not finding the touch at the right time. Here's Venom in net, opting for the slow play, trying to bait Gen.G in, but I don't know if it's going to work because the shot off the bar. Jack follow-up. How has he got that angle?
Abjack on fire. Düsseldorf is terrified. A touch over the top. SMW does his absolute finest, and yet it's not enough against Abjack.
Gen.G looking right at home here in the Dorf. It's only early. It's only their first series of the main event at the World Championships, but they're putting everyone on notice.
They have put up a sign. This is Gen.G's World Championship. 2 minutes to hold on to, and one of the best teams at holding on to a lead.
Oh, they're so good. That's a big whiff, but Nolly again reading it. The communications right up there. SMW up. Now Twisted Minds throwing everything. Jack is just making every play work. He's going to have a headache after that one. He has smashed himself into the corner. He's getting bumped as well. He's going to be bruised, battered, broken, but he's going to be taken out this series if he keeps this up. 1 minute 40 on the clock.
Twisted Minds are trying everything they possibly can, but they can barely get to the other end. A missed touch from Nolly might help them out. Another miss. Whoa, everyone's flying everywhere. Venom goes
What is going on?
SMW scores out of nowhere.
Nolly, what just happened?
Why?
3 of the worst touches that he possibly could have got.
Nolly, with his teammates' impression in front of the net, falling over. And Twisted Minds right back in it.
He smashed it off the backboard. He missed the follow-up and then centered it. I don't know what I'm witnessing. But Twisted Minds, they love it here. Another shot coming on. Gen.G, all of a sudden, they look rattled. They need to get another one. SMW's up. Nolly's throwing himself. Almost trying to do too much here. Can Twisted Minds come back?
Twisted Minds have suddenly gained a surge of confidence. Senzo almost had Venom. Oh, it's hit. SMW has another.
Give them an inch and they'll take a mile. It took one misplay. The first real mistake in 4 games from Gen.G, and Twisted Minds have run with it.
sometimes when it comes to the art of Rocket League, it's not about painting a beautiful picture. Right now, it's a bit of a Picasso, but Twisted Minds are looking good. They've tied it up. A minute to go, and SMW looking for one more.
How quick can the momentum shift, and how quickly has it shifted here for those watching at home? It feels like Champ Field is imminent, or is it a double commit? Nolly, can he make up for it? He's going the low 50, trying to force it in. Senzo's there, Chronic's there, everyone's there. Ball stays out.
SMW awkward off the back, and that's given Appjack his own touch over to Chronic. Will Nolly get to that one in time? He's hit the back. Appjack, he's brought them back.
They might just still hang on here, Gen.G. Senzo up, Venom just out of position, doesn't get a touch. Jack knew it. He knew as soon as Venom went up for the ball. Gen.G with 33 seconds to not throw this one.
Nolly was down in the depths of despair, sitting in hell, but he's been sent back up. Will Nolly be the saviour? Have set up a goal here. Appjack on the defence needs to hold them out as well.
He's so icy. That's a great 50 as well, a huge one. Venom has to waste all that boost. He's trying to get two on. That's a big boost again, though. Nolly's last has to get a good touch. It's off the wall. It's not great, but he gets the follow-up.
Will it be SMW again to save them? He's got the first touch, but Chronic is there. Senzo has to just keep it out. Venom is the last chance. Appjack's hit it down. Will it hit the ground? It does! Gen.G go through.
Nolly breathes a sigh of relief, but Gen.G, that was dominant.